Hello everyone, this is Gail from Gail's Upstairs Studio. I hope you're all doing well. Today I thought we would do something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I've wanted to do a watercolor set tour for a long time, and I thought since we're coming into the time of year where we're thinking about gift giving, that it might be a good time to do at least a partial watercolor tour. So today I thought we would tour my watercolor pan sets that I have. Most of these are in an affordable range. There isn't one of these sets that I spent more than $50 on. All of them are under $50 actually, I think. So let's get started. So to begin with, I thought we would look at my largest set. I've also had this set the longest out of all of these. This is from Mongio. It is a watercolor company out of Korea, I believe. And this is a 48 pan set. I bought this from Amazon 3 years ago, I think. And as you can see, it is very extensive. It has about every color you can imagine, and I have it all swatched out in my swatch diary, except for this last row. I didn't have room on the page and I didn't want to waste another page, but this bottom row has just a couple more convenience colors: a yellow ochre, a gray, an indigo, a black, white, pearl white, silver, gold, and copper, which is one of my first points to this set. It includes some metallics, and I don't use metallics a lot, but when I feel the need to put a touch of metallic on something, I have it right here. I know where to find it. That was a nice thing to have, especially if you don't use them enough to go out and buy a full set of just metallics. It's nice to know that you have a few options. This is very mixable set, though if you don't have any want to mix and just want convenience colors, you have just about everything you need without mixing a thing. This was, at the time I purchased it, I believe around $30. I believe it is around $35 now on Amazon the last time I checked. And this has been a workhorse for me, and it was a set, like I said, that I got early on, and it was affordable enough, but a good enough paint that I was able to learn a lot about watercolor from this set, and I had no problems practicing as much as I wanted to with it because it was so affordable and I didn't feel like I was wasting anything. I still pull it out quite often because of the range of colors, and I know it well enough that I don't have to think too hard about it. I can just pull it out and paint. Next up, I will be kind of just going over a paint set that I've shown on this channel. I swatched it after I first got it. I believe I've had it since last spring. It's from Rosa Gallery, and it is a beautiful set of colors. It's their romantic set. Unfortunately, I checked on this today on Amazon, and they're not available right now, but Rosa Gallery has several different sets on Amazon. They have a landscape set, a botanical set, a basics type set, and a couple more that I can't think of right now, but they're all very affordable, and they are very user-friendly because of the fact they re-wet very easily, they're creamy, they lay down very smoothly, and they, with plenty of water added, they lighten out very nicely, and this is what they look like. You can see there's beautiful tones from light to dark, and so it's very versatile. I might recommend this to somebody who has watercolored a lot in the past, maybe has been watercoloring with a lot of classic watercolors. This is a little different, and it might be a nice little gift for somebody who's kind of done it all and wants something a little different. This next set is from Mongio, and it is their Mission Gold class, which is their professional line. And this is a wonderful little palette. It's neat. I really like it. It's sturdy. It's made of plastic, but it's very sturdy. And it is full pans, and it's a split primary, meaning that there is a warm and a cool color of each of the primaries. So very mixable, and it comes with these little clear plastic trays if you would like to have a mixing space and not get the plastic dirty. I haven't used them, but they are there if you would like to. And the pans are different. I kind of like them. They snap out very simply, and I have seen in the past on Amazon the ability to buy the pans separately, so that might be something to look into. This was a little pricier for just a 12 pan set compared to some of the other ones in this set. I believe it was $35 when I bought it. It might be a little more expensive now. This was my first time buying a real professional set. I hadn't done that yet, and I bought this simply to try on a small scale. And Mongio's paints, their professional paints, are quite a bit more affordable than most of the other professional paints, so it was a good try, and I love the colors. I don't happen to have swatches of these ones, but I also have a tube set, which I have a lot more colors in, and all of the colors in both of these sets are vibrant. And another thing that I really liked about Mission Gold when I first started out is they're predictable. They don't explode on the page a lot. They don't move around unless you want them to. They are very malleable, and so when you're learning, it actually is a very good thing to have, I think. These next two are travel palettes, and they are recent purchases. In October, they did kind of a Prime Day. They had some Prime Day deals for a couple of days on Amazon, and I had had my eye on this palette box for a long time. It's from Winsor & Newton. And there are two versions of this. The box is the same in both versions. You can either have this box filled with 12 Winsor & Newton Professional half pans or 12 Winsor & Newton Cotman half pans. And the Cotman half pans, the Cotman line is their student line. On Amazon and in other places, the professional line in this box runs anywhere between $75 and $90, I think. This one with Cotman pans in it runs around $20, usually just under $20, I think, on Amazon. And on this day, it was $17. So I jumped on it basically because of the palette. But I have had a small Cotman pocket palette that I've had for quite a few years that I've used almost all up. It's great for sketchbook work, and it's a really good set to learn on. Some people like them, some people don't, but for me, I thought they've worked quite nicely. So I chose this, and I'm going to show you this first because the box is just really neat. You take the cover off, and it opens this way. And then you have the option to slide the cover onto the peg on the end of the box, and that becomes your water cup. And it also comes with this small travel brush, and to be honest, I had one of these in my little pocket set that I already owned, and it is what it is. It's small, so you might want to take a bigger brush with you too. But if you're just doing a quick sketch, it'll serve the purpose, and it has a nice point, and as long as you're working pretty small, it works very well. And then we have a mixing area here, but this mixing area also is a water flask, and the cover is adhered right to it, so you won't lose it. And you can just fill it under your tap and put it in the box and go do your painting, and when you get on site, you pour it in your water cup. And then this flips down for one mixing area, and this flips over for another mixing area. So that is 3 different mixing areas in this little box. And then here are your paints. And there's a sponge here for drying off your brush. I find these specifically useful if you're using a water brush. I don't necessarily use them with regular brushes. I usually bring a paper towel. But for a water brush, for some reason, I find that those work very well. I'm going to set this over to the side for a minute while I talk about the next palette. This is also Winsor & Newton Cotman. And I bought this the same day, and it was around $16 or $17 as well. And the reason I bought it is because there were a couple of colors in this palette that I don't use very often. And there were a couple of colors in this palette that would work better for me. So I got them both so that I could switch the colors, because I want to use this one for now. And I have everything in here that I want, and I have my extras in here. There are a lot of duplicates, and those duplicates I've left wrapped, because when I run out in here, I can replace it with these. And then it had 4 other colors that I just didn't need in that palette, and that's Viridian and Payne's Gray, Black, and White. And here they are swatched out. The alizarin crimson down to the burnt umber are the ones that I have chosen for this palette, and these 4 here are the ones that are left in here. I'm going to open this palette back up and give you a tour of the rest of the palette, actually, because I didn't buy this for the palette, but honestly I really like this palette. It lays nice and flat. This water brush is new to me. I have several water brushes, but this is a new kind for me. This one is a Winsor & Newton one, obviously, and you pull the end off and you fill the reservoir, and then on the back of this there is a hole that the water can pass through to get through your brush, and then you just poke that on the end. I've never used it before, so I'm interested to try it. We'll see if I like it. And these are sectioned off nicely, nice big sizable mixing wells. So this is a wonderful palette too. I wasn't expecting anything from it, but I really like this one very much. See if I can get the water brush to sit in there properly. I'm looking forward to trying this box out in the field. I really like the compact style of it, because honestly, that will fit in my pencil case. Another note about both of these that I wanted to say is both of these sets, I believe, would be a very good set for anyone really, but an adult beginner. Once again, somebody who maybe used to do watercolor and hasn't for a while. This is really a classic kind of watercolor, how hard the pans are and how they reactivate and how they lay down. It's really kind of the classic way that watercolors always were. So if you have somebody that is revisiting watercolor, it would be great for them. It would be really good for a student, and it's very affordable. Finally, I'm going to revisit this palette. You have seen this on my channel recently, a couple of months ago, I think. And it is the Dulux Graphitint Paint Pan Pocket Set. I have used it quite a bit already in my sketchbook. I have a larger sketchbook, and I'm learning how to sketch daily, sketch my surroundings, sketch out in plein air, and I find these wonderful for that. And I do little thumbnails in a bigger sketchbook, and I do line work with pencil and pen, and then just do a quick wash over with the Graphitint. It's water-soluble graphite with ink, and they are muted tones, as you can see here, so they're very good for landscapes. I really am enjoying this set very much. It also comes with a water brush. I haven't used this one because I have several water brushes going at the moment, and one of those is a water brush just like this. It comes in 2 pieces, that way it will fit in the box. And you want to take the black piece off and fill this. You want to keep this in the box because that way you can fill this with water, cap it, and put them in here separately so that they fit. And then you, after filling this with water, you screw this back on like so, and that's how big the tip is. I'm saving this one because I already have one going just like this. It doesn't seem necessary to have 2 going at the same time. And it has a sponge in it, much like the Winsor & Newton one does, and it looks all clean and tidy, but it's not. I just turned it over. I think this would be a very good set for somebody who perhaps is more in the drawing realm. They like to draw. They like to draw in a sketchbook. This is a way to add just a little color to those, and it doesn't take a lot, and it adds a little life. So somebody who draws or has a daily sketchbook practice, this would be a very good set for. And I cannot remember the price of this off the top of my head, but it was under $25. So, and it is from Derwent, like I said. So that is all of my watercolor pan sets. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.